Good afternoon. We are live on YouTube. We're live on Instagram. It is a man, it's Friday, but it's like a horrible Friday here after the 49ers lost last night. We're going to talk all about it. Obviously, we got to get to the big topic of the day. We all heard what Kyle Shanahan said to the media today. He had a press conference, a conference call, I should say, and he told the media that they're working on the schematics and they're pretty much done, and they're going to be parting ways with Devondre Campbell. It's not soon enough. He should have been off this roster like ASAP. I'm surprised I didn't wake up and see the notification, but it's all a matter of time. He's not going to be with this team anymore, according to Kyle Shanahan, and it's crazy because the Devondre Campbell situation, it's kind of overshadowed everything on this team. Like, this team was not looking great yesterday. It was false hope from the Bears game, and this team just took a dump, right? They took a dump on the field, and there's a lot of issues which we need to unpack. But Devondre Campbell, first and foremost, unbelievable. I still can't believe. I still can't believe that he quit on the team, man. Like, it quit. It quit. It's crazy, man. Like, I get it. I guess he felt a certain type of way, but he knew his role was to be a placeholder for Dre Greenlaw. He was supposed to be a placeholder. Like, this is the thing. Let's go through this because I don't want to talk about this much more anymore. We know the story is crazy. So, a couple months back, season's about to start. Dre Greenlaw is not ready for the season, obviously. Tore the Achilles in the Super Bowl. They need a backup linebacker, right? They need a second linebacker. So they're going to get Eric Kendricks. He bolts. He's like, no, I don't want to be here. I like the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys. And he also didn't want to be a weak side linebacker. You had Fred Warner, who's obviously the Mike linebacker. And, okay, Eric Kendricks says no. Niners needed a Band-Aid. Right? So they're like, okay, let's go get Devondre Campbell, who was released by the Packers. This guy was a former All-Pro. Niners, they gave him a chance when nobody else would. This guy kind of burned the bridges in the Green Bay Packers. And I remember when he signed with the team, all these tweets, he was like firing shots at the Packers. You gave up on me, blah, blah, blah. We should have known from then. There was a lot of red flags. He was tweeting like crazy. I remember one day he went and tweeted out like 15 different things, like slamming the Packers. Okay, whatever. Niners needed a linebacker. And we knew he was a filler, backup, until Greenlaw came back, who worked his tail off. He finally comes back. He's a Pro Bowl guy. Like, your job was just to kind of fill in for this guy. You're a 1-year contract. What are you doing? And then you quit because your ego's bruised. Check your ass at the door, man. That's unbelievable. And then check this out. You had Dre Greenlaw. He rehabbed from a ruptured Achilles, 10 months. You had Christian McCaffrey, who played through, the Achilles injury. He went to Germany. Christian McCaffrey went to Germany to try to get himself better for the team. You had Fred Warner, who broke his ankle, played through it. You had Mooney Ward. He lost his daughter, man. He played. Ricky Purcell got shot in the chest, getting robbed. He played. Trent Williams is dealing with, an injury, and his wife lost their children that is stillborn death, right? It's unbelievable what these guys have been through. Nick Bosa's played through the oblique injury, and you're mad because, you're not starting anymore. I'm glad that he's gone. What a dog shit player. And, he wasn't even good on this team. Wasn't even good. Unbelievable, man. But, yeah, that's it. He's gone. He's done. Niners will be getting rid of him very fast. So, good news for the 49ers. They're going to get rid of that guy. Should have got rid of him a long time ago. But, again, needed a linebacker. It is what it is. Let's talk about the real issues that matter, because 49ers lost the game. The season's cooked officially. Now, Dre Greenlaw, he played amazing yesterday. I got to give him a shout out. He was the MVP of the game. First game back after the Achilles rupture in the Super Bowl. A lot of emotions going through it, and he played unbelievable. Like, you could tell he was so ready. He was so hungry. Little sore, but he's good, and he will be okay. He's day to day, so that's good news. Now, I think they need to pay Dre Greenlaw immediately. Give him an extension. He proved himself. He's one of those guys that he's trying to play for the contract these last couple of games. So, you don't want to shut him down. You want to see what you have. But you saw last night you have a dog. He's back better than ever. You got to pay Dre Greenlaw this offseason. So, good news for Dre. He didn't have any major setbacks. It's unfortunate that the Niners lost. But shout out to Dre Greenlaw. He played like an absolute animal out there every second of his time in the game yesterday. So good for him. Now, moving forward, there were a lot of issues in this game last night. There was Deebo Samuel, who couldn't catch a big-time catch, was in his hands. He had to drop. Could have been a touchdown. He could have housed it. Was he thinking 6? Was he too much in his head? And all week, he was telling the media, hey, give me the ball, give me the ball. I'm not struggling. And it got to him, man. If you're going to go out there and tweet all that stuff out, you got to stand on business. You got to deliver, man. Deebo is usually the type of guy that'll deliver when he goes out there and he says what he has to say, but not anymore. His future is going to be questionable with this team. I'm certain we're going to hear a lot of different reports. The Niners tried to trade him a couple times last year, so we'll see. There's going to be a lot of reports that surface this offseason as the 49ers get ready for the draft. And then you have Brock Purdy. How much are they going to pay him? The reports where they're ready to go all in and give him a contract extension this offseason just a few days ago. That was the latest report. But now it's like, how much is he worth? Is it market value? Is it $60 million? Or that's going to be a talking point this offseason. Does he deserve that much? We like Brock. The story's amazing. He's the franchise. We all know he's our starting quarterback. But you tend to watch this season, and he kind of regressed. Teams kind of figured him out, it seems like. He just didn't have that oomph. Was it because of the offensive line? Was it because of the lack of weapons and the injuries to CMC and those guys like Brandon Ayuk? Was that the issue? Do you give him the benefit of the doubt? Tough to say, So definitely going to have to see what the situation with Brock Purdy is moving forward this offseason. It's going to be a big talking point. You pay him $60 million, you're going to really hurt this team. And do you believe he can be that guy to take you to the Super Bowl? Can he make those big money passes? Can he, put you in position to win games and come from behind? Bad weather games, he's not necessarily delivering for the Niners. So a lot of questions there. It is definitely something to keep an eye on. He didn't play particularly well yesterday. Absolutely. Made some passes that he even said he wished he could, have back. The pass to Jennings at the end, he kind of forced it there. That was unfortunate. And I feel like the 49ers coaching was just, again, lackluster. You were forcing the ball to Deebo because all week you wanted to make him happy, and that took away from your game plan. You had guys like Kittle and, Juwan Jennings who are so great for this team, and you took away from their targets. And then uncharacteristic drops by Juwan Jennings, and he addressed it after the game. That's not like him, but he did have some drops, and just the whole team is struggling. So I don't know. A lot of questions facing this team. My man AB says, glad that some players won't be coming back. We need to clean out a little bit. That's true. We do need to clean up. It's like what Nick Bosa said. We're going to figure out who really wants to be here next year. We're going to find out a lot in these next couple of games. We're going to really figure out who is serious about being on this team. We're going to see a lot of business decisions coming up in the next couple of weeks. My man says, go get OBJ. Are you crazy? OBJ? You guys washed. You want OBJ and Deebo on the same team? Come on. OBJ like 6 years ago would have been fantastic. So, what's up, Raj? How we doing? Sports Laugh and Chill. Oh, what's up, Gina? Abel says, I stand behind Brock. We have gone through every quarterback and got the same results, but at least Brock owns it and recognizes it, what he does wrong. I mean, he definitely is a great leader. He's a great captain, His story is amazing, but the Niners have to figure out if they believe he's the guy that could get them to a Super Bowl. That's what they've been searching. Quarterback's been an issue. They went and traded 3 first-round picks to get Trey Lance. They thought that might have been the answer. That wasn't the answer. So, and I like Purdy. I think he's going to be the 49ers quarterback, but I think they need to figure out that contract. They have to really compromise on that. Again, if you go $60 million, it's going to be tough because this team is going to lose a lot of players. They're going to need to sign a lot of players. I just think that this year we realized that the depth was not where it needs to be. You know what I mean? Tired of owning it. Yeah, it's tired of being – it's the same thing, though. It's like, okay, we own it. We know we messed up. How about don't mess up? So definitely frustrated. Abel says, I'm still a Niner, win or lose. I'd rather finish the season and miss the playoffs than rather making the playoffs with half of our team and get knocked out of the first round. Yeah, you can look at it either way. I wish the Niners would have won. I thought they had a chance to kind of win out, but watching that game, you could just tell they just haven't been serious, this team, this season. 6 points Let's talk about that. The 49ers scored 6 points. 6 points. They didn't even get a touchdown. Didn't get a touchdown. Defense played pretty well for most of that game, I would say, until, they got a little tired because offense wasn't putting any points on the board. 6 points, man. Where do you begin? Is it the game plan? Is it the lack of creativity? Is it the players not executing? It was a lot of those factors. And 6 points is just an embarrassment. This is a must-win game, make or break game. And you get 6 points? It's tough. Yeah, the mentality is drained out. I agree. Brock definitely can't play good in the rain and the snow. I agree with that. Just a lot of stuff happened this season. There was adversity that the team dealt with. Even the coaching staff. The offensive line coach, Chris Forster, mentioned a couple weeks ago that his wife died before the Super Bowl because of ovarian cancer. So it's like all these things hit this team. And mentally, I think they were just tapped out. Physically, they've been wiped out. Injuries have hit them up. And all those things, it's a perfect storm for cluster F season like it has been. So they can't be excuses. I mean, you lose family, you lose a family member. Those definitely, to me, I'm not going to say excuses, but there are reasons why you would struggle. If I lost a family member, my daughter, if I lost, a wife or something due to cancer, I'm sure that would affect me overall mentally. It's tough. So I think there's been a lot of mental issues with this team. But you can't always dwell on that stuff. It's a job. Anybody has a job. Like their job is to play football, but you got to be able to block that stuff out and go to work and put the grind in. But it's easier said than done. Yeah, the kids died. Yeah, that's sad, man. A lot of sadness on this team. Let's see. Do we got the 14th pick in the draft so far? We'll see how it goes in the next couple of weeks. Definitely got to worry about the draft. Draft season would be coming up. I hate that we got to focus on the draft sooner rather than later. Yeah, I think right now the Niners have the 14th pick coming into Sunday's slate of games. And, I mean, if it's up to me, Niners need to definitely have offensive line at the top of their list, defensive line somewhere near the top. Those are two big positions that the Niners really need to fix because the offensive line has been unproductive. Last night, they got dog walk. Even Dominic Pooney let up 2 sacks. That was his worst game as a pro. He's good. He's going to be good. But, I mean, that's the thing. The offensive line did not play good. And if your best offensive lineman had their worst night, it tells you the story of the game. And, Rams defensive line is really good and young. They got those 2 kids from Florida State, and they've been really on the up and up. So 49ers got to kind of combat that. And that's what an issue is. If you're going to play these guys, the Rams, the Seahawks, and the Arizona Cardinals twice a year, you have to be able to combat that. And a lot of these teams have better lines than us, and the Niners have to fix that. Trent Williams, we don't know what's going to happen with him in his future. Hopefully he sticks around for another year, but you can't bank on it. Jalen Moore's been good, but I don't think he's, the heir apparent to Trent Williams. He's not bad. Maybe you can move him to right tackle. Colton McKivitz, maybe you move him at swing tackle. I don't think he should start. So you got to upgrade that tackle position. Aaron Banks, I know he was coming off of a concussion. He just lost it in this season. He just didn't look good this year. A lot of injuries, but he just hasn't had that good ability to block. It's been ugly. Jake Brendel, get him off my team, So unfortunate. They really have to take a look at this offensive line and make some big changes there. D-line too. D-line just was lackluster this year. Rick says, how does Purdy get sacked on the last play of the game when they only rushed 3? That was unbelievable. That you go O-line. That like summed it up to me. That summed it up. It's like, okay, we got one more play. Bro gets sacked on the last play. It was like an absolute joke when that happened. I could not. The effort on Brendel was horrible. That's 100% right. Just could not believe it, man. Brendel is definitely the weak link. I agree with that. Oh man. Would you rather have a quarterback that can play in the rain or can play in the NFC Championship and Super Bowl? We need to get to the Super Bowl. That's it. Let's see some more comments over here. Tough year. It was a tough year. But, I mean, look at the talent. We paid all these players, but it just seemed like it started early, you know, in the offseason, all the drama, the theatrics, it's kind of trickled into the season, you know. Injuries didn't help. So hopefully next year these guys can get healthy. And, you know, we've had a couple bad seasons over the last few years under Shanahan, you know, but usually the season after they bounce back. 2020 was abysmal. And then the year after that, they kind of went back and got into form. But, you know, we'll see. It's a different year. A lot of those guys are getting older. I don't expect a lot of them to return. There's going to be a lot of changes on this team. So holdouts definitely hurt. Why is my water running? It's not water. It's a water fountain. It's my cat's water fountain. She's like a. Is it that loud? My bad. Kyle's system is so QB friendly. It makes QBs look like top 10 guys. To C-Mac. Yeah, I don't know about that. My man Julius is, as a therapist, do you consider pneumonia as a factor of why Debo underperformed this year? I mean, I'm sure it's an issue. I mean, that's literally the only thing he's been able to catch lately, was the pneumonia, and it's unfortunate. I know that was tough. I'm sure it set him back a little bit, but other than that, I mean, he seems like he's strong. It seems like he's physical. It seems like he's been, you know, able to do what he has to do. I'm sure his endurance has taken a hit, but after a couple weeks, it's been over a month now. I think he should be okay. He's a pro athlete. He trains. I just think that all the injuries over the years have caught up with him, you know, just caught up with him. He's lost the explosiveness, and it's, you know, been an unfortunate time for him. That's unfortunate for Debo, man. He's just not the same. He doesn't have that explosiveness anymore. You know, he lost that aura. My man says, Campbell is in here right now. I hope he is. So he can tell us, so I could tell him that he'll be working for ESPN, like C-Mac said. Oh, man. Abel says the Niners need to clean up the coaches. I agree. They got to fix those coaches. Special teams has been bad, not just this year. Nick Sorensen, they got to move on from him. Like, they've played better over the last couple of weeks, but I think they just need a legit defensive coordinator. Like, just go out and get a legit defense coordinator. But I feel like part of it is Kyle still wants so much control of this team. So AJ says, what's the status with Campbell? So we talked about him at the top of the show. Devondre Campbell, he gone pretty much. Kyle Shanahan had a conference, and he basically said that he's pretty much going to be off this team, that, you know, you can't be part of this team if you're going to go out and quit. And they're working on the schematics and everything. And it's just a matter of a few, you know, things here and there. And once they get it all, you know, T's crossed, I's dotted, all that kind of stuff, he'll be gone. He says he does not expect them to be back next week, which I believe means he won't be back the rest of the season. So, yeah, Devondre Campbell, he gone. Yeah, he gone. That's right. Offensive coordinator. I think that's what a lot of people are going to say, that the Niners definitely need an offensive coordinator. So definitely go get one. Got to give Kyle some help. So, any case, that's a little quick, brief update I wanted to share. We had Devondre Campbell real quick. We'll go over it one more last time. Devondre Campbell, he gone. Kyle Shanahan met with the media and basically said that, yeah, you can't be on the team if you're going to be doing that kind of nonsense, and we'll be a matter of days until we figure out how to get him off this damn roster. So that's it. Devondre Campbell's gone. I still can't believe he did that. It's overshadowing the issues, which we talked about. The issues, I mean, you got a lot of things. You know, is Brock Purdy the guy? Is he more than mid? Is he mid? We got to figure that out. Debo, what's going to happen with him? He has not been the same type of player. Lost the explosiveness. Coaching's been abysmal. A lot of things to kind of think about this offseason and moving forward with the 49ers. So it's going to be a very interesting offseason, as it always is in the Bay. And last but not least, one update I did not say yet, but just came back to me. So Trent Williams is trying to get through this injury. He's been really pushing through, but it's been aggravating him, and it's been healing slower than expected. So there's no real timetable for Trent's return. It is very frustrating. Trent wants to play, but obviously very frustrated because the ankle is not responding as quick as it is as they initially thought. So I don't know if Trent Williams is going to be playing any games the rest of the season. Unfortunate for him. I mean, we got 3 games. They're probably not really meaningful for him to play at this point since the 49ers can't make the playoffs unless you believe in absolute miracles, which 1% chance is a no chance to me. So Trent's pretty much on the back burner, and he's also got, personal things he's going through. So I don't know. We got to think about the future of Trent Williams. Will he be back with this team next year? It's a huge, huge, huge question. Like, I'm honestly thinking that he might not be back next year. I know he says he'll be back. I know he said he wants to keep playing. I know he got his guarantee money this year, but honestly, I think there's a real possibility that Trent Williams retires. So we'll see. Any case, which Trent? My man Rick says, which Trent Williams? Yeah, the real Trent Williams. Did you that? Honestly, that was the highlight of last night, other than Dre Greenlaw running through the tunnel and coming back and playing like a madman. The highlight of last night was the Amazon Prime telecast getting Trent Williams mixed up with the practice squad defensive lineman. Got him mixed up. You got to mix that. I still can't believe it. I'm looking at the TV going, they just say that's Trent Williams? I'm like, am I hot? I had to do a double. I was like, is that's not Trent. Oh, that's not Trent. That's definitely not Trent. That's definitely not Trent Williams. That's definitely not. I was really surprised. I was like, this injury's changed him. The injury has really changed him. That was the funniest thing last night. Anyways, y'all have a good rest of your day. Happy not victory Friday. Unbelievable, man. That was Brent Williams. Someone said it was Trent Williams from Timu. Someone said it was Went Trilliums. There's people the jokes on the memes. Oh, they just wrote themselves. It was great, but that was probably the highlight of the night. The fact that they mixed it. I'm sure you guys were just like me. I'm looking like, the fuck, this Trent Williams? Oh, it's too funny, man. Y'all have a good rest of your day, man. Take care. Happy Friday. Make sure you do something fun because last night was not fun. Take care. We love you. Go Niners.